Welcome, folks from the Freedom House.
Hello, how you doing?
Good, how are you? Are
Good.
you guys expecting anyone else, or is this your team?
Let's see. There should be.
This is everyone.
Yep, it's Kevin there.
Hey.
Yep, this is everyone. Hello.
All right, well, we will officially start the clock and hand it over to you guys.
All right. Can everyone hear me clearly?
Yes.
Yes.
All right. So we'll go ahead and get it started. So first off, hello, and thank you for having us today. My name is Malcolm, and I'm excited to introduce you to Push to Start, which is a workforce and academic readiness experience designed to support Boston youth from the ages of 18 to 24. These are young people who've graduated high school but aren't in college and aren't working. Many come from homes where college feels out of reach and the workforce can feel impersonal or closed off. So Push to Start fills that gap, providing guaranteed income, coaching, and opportunity so our students can move from uncertainty to a clear, confident next step. Push to Start sits at the center of our Push pipeline, which is a model that supports students from high school through college and career. It's a critical bridge, providing the support and structure they need to stay on track during one of the most uncertain moments in their journey. Each participant gets a full year of wraparound support, a monthly stipend so they don't have to choose between personal growth and paying bills, weekly mental health check-ins because many are navigating real life pressure, project-based learning to build skills through real-world challenges and career exposure, helping them find fields that match their strengths, and a paid role as a junior coach, where they mentor younger students in our programs. That junior coach role is key. It's a near-peer mentorship model that builds leadership, self-worth, and purpose. Participants give back and grow into role models, showing themselves and others that they have something powerful to offer. So we recruit students from our own Push High School and Push College pipeline, from Boston Public School counselors at Snowden, Burke, and Boston Arts Academy, and from partners like Boston Pick, ABCD, and the City of Boston. The programming also includes resume development, job shadowing, financial literacy, and personalized coaching. When they leave Push to Start, they leave with a resume, professional headshot, references, and most importantly, a plan. But we don't push them toward one path. Some go to college, some pursue the trades, others head directly into the workforce. Our goal is to help them take the next best step, whatever that may be. The program launched in 2024 and doubled in size within 18 months. More than 80% of our participants go on to college or career training within a year, and they persist at rates that exceed state averages for students of color. We track success in both data and story, combining quantitative outcomes like year-over-year retention with qualitative tools like reflective journaling, coaching, and personal assessments. These results are only possible because of the model, which is small cohorts. So every student gets support, guaranteed income, so they can commit, and deep wraparound services, so they feel seen, valued, and ready. Let me give you a few quick stories. So we have Sean, who came in unsure if college was for him. After gaining confidence as a junior coach, he's now enrolled in a university. And at the same time, he's guiding the next group of students just like him. We have Anderson, who thought barbering was his only option. Now he sees his future growing. Entrepreneurship, skilled trades, and leadership are all on the table for him now. And we have Deshaun. He struggled with low self-esteem and didn't believe college was for him. He wanted to go, but fear and doubt kept getting in the way. So through our gap year support, he connected with a plan, built his confidence, and today he's enrolled in college and he's thriving. But this model requires deep investment. Right now, we're funded in part by the City of Boston's Office of Workforce Development, but that funding ends in June, and demand for this program continues to grow. That's why this moment and this opportunity with the 1725 fund matters so much. You understand that youth facing structural barriers don't just need advice, they need income, coaching, mental health care, and opportunities to lead. So Push to Start offers all of that with dignity, with care, and with results. So thank you again for considering our students and our work. So now I'd love to pass it to Kevin, who will share his experience in his own words.
My name is Kevin Williams. I'm a Freedom House alum and a proud participant in the Push to Start Gap Year program. This experience has been a transformative chapter in my life. It's helped me break the stigma around taking a gap year by showing me that this time isn't a pause. It's an investment. Push to Start gave me the space to slow down and ask the bigger questions. Who am I becoming? What kind of future do I want to build? Through this program, I've gained more than just job skills. I've built confidence, leadership, and direction. I've mentored countless amounts of high school students as a junior coach, formed real relationships with professionals, and made serious strides towards financial stability. Now I'm returning to school not just to check a box, but with purpose, clarity, and the tools to succeed. There are so many young people in Boston who just need someone to believe in them the way this program believed in me. Push to Start doesn't just prepare us for what's next. It helps us realize we already have what it takes. Thank you for believing in what's possible when you invest in us.
Thank you. Okay, thank you so much, Freedom House. That was an awesome tight 5 minutes and it was very impressive. We will open it up now if anyone has any questions. Judy?
I do have a question. Is there an existing guaranteed income component to Push to Start? And yes. And can you just describe that?
So the question was, Judy, is there an existing guaranteed income?
Yes.
So, as you know, no funding is guaranteed. We are in our first year of funding through the City of Boston Workforce Development Grant that has funded this program this past year. We are in the process of submitting. And by the way, my name is Charmaine Arthur. I'm the CEO of Freedom House. We are in the process of submitting our second proposal to be able to fund this program for the next 2 to 3 years, I believe. Jarek, you can correct me if I'm incorrect on the timeline based on my conversation yesterday. So yes, we are currently being funded by the City of Boston, but again, as you know, there's no guarantee with funding because it can shift at any time given the landscape. And also, this is federal funding that we are currently receiving. And because, what's going on the federal level, programs like ours and many programs in our community, we don't know how decisions on the federal level will affect workforce development programs.
I think the question was if you are currently offering direct cash transfer payments to participants.
Yes.
Okay, thank you.
Okay. I thought she said guaranteed funding.
Sorry, different terminology. So I'm wondering the stipends that you provide. Can you just tell us a little bit about the stipends that you provide to participants, what the amounts are, and how this grant would change that at all, or is it simply to add more participants?
Sorry. So currently we are providing stipends on a biweekly basis for our young people. It is on a rate of $17 an hour, which is under the current rate that the city offers for this age group, which would be 20. And students are allowed, or the grant allows us to pay up to 15 hours for each student. So this support would supplement that. It would grow that drastically for our young people, and it would be able to help us serve additional young people.
Thank you.
Okay, and I did see Kayla had a question, and then after that, we will move on to the next group. But Kayla, please go ahead.
Sure. Thank you for the presentation, and Kevin, thanks for sharing your story. It was really nice to hear firsthand. My question was, after participants go through the program, are you kind of tracking it sounds like you're tracking where they land in terms of college or career, and was wondering how long you track participants for after they go through your program, or if you track participants after they go through the program?
I can jump in and answer that, Malcolm, if you want to follow up. But yes, we do track participants, depending on what their pathway is. That can be from 2 years to 4 years, that we continue to stay connected and track our young people to see their pathway.
And some of that tracking is through our outreach, through our surveys, through our journaling, and also along with our case management notes that we provide for both the pre and post assessments to see how they continue to grow after they are finished with the program.
Hey, wonderful. Thank you so much, folks from the Freedom House. It was really great to hear from you, and we will be in touch. Yes, thank you.
Thank you all for having us.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Great job.
Love to hear that.
Hey, next we will be welcoming in folks from Immigrant Family Services. Welcome, John and company from Immigrant Family Services. Thanks for joining us. Is this your whole team, or are you guys expecting anyone else?
No, I think I think that's the whole team. Thank you.
Okay, great. Then we will hand it over to you guys.
Wonderful, wonderful. Thank you. I appreciate the time to share a little bit about who we are as an organization and what we do. So if you don't mind, Jennifer is going to share screen just to give you an idea about who we are. IFSI USA, the Immigrant Family Services Institute. And I'm here with both Jennifer and John, part of our team. So our basically mission is really to expedite the successful transition of immigrants in the state, not just in the city of Boston. And the way that we do that is by providing what we call a comprehensive style of services. We call it a one-stop service center for immigrants, and which means that this includes everything that you can think that someone will need as soon as they walk through our doors, as a way for them to fully integrate into the community. And we always use the word compassion. We want to do it with compassion, with justice, and dignity. So quickly, just to give you an idea, when I'm talking about the, wraparound service or the one-stop service center, you'll find everything from the child enrichment services to the youth empowerment program. And we also provide legal, social services, because most of the members who come to our doors, they do need help around their legal status. And we also work around workforce development and public benefits. For the purpose of time, because we know that we only have 5 minutes, we're going to focus on one of the area that we want to share with you on this proposal, which is our youth empowerment program. And Jennifer will lead us to that section.
Thank you, Dr. Gabo. So hello, everyone. My name is Jennifer, and I am the Chief of Staff and Programs at IFSI. So I come to this work as originally I was hired as the academic coordinator for our Children Enrichment and Youth Empowerment Program, which we will discuss today. And so when looking at our youth empowerment programming, as Dr. Gabo mentioned, we take a very comprehensive approach to working with children and youth. And so our youth empowerment programming offers academic tutoring and mentorship, college readiness in the form of SAT prep and college essay development. The goal is to really support the youth in their academic studies to sort of jumpstart their careers. We also work with the youth around community service projects. You'll see pictured here, last year we did a community service project with Project 351, in which we took the youth to bag meals for individuals in need. We also provide wraparound mental health services for youth as well with our partners. And one of the examples of which we do that is our Know Your Rights training, which has become a very big sort of need as youth start to navigate sort of this administration. In addition to our programming activities, we also provide a plethora of youth employment opportunities. And so our goal is to engage the youth. We know that employment is really big for them because they want that sort of money to be able to engage in their own outside, in their personal business. And so for our youth employment opportunities, we offer students the opportunity to work in our after school programs, in our summer programs, and even in our IFC office. So IFC provides one of the largest summer programs in the city of Boston. On average, we see anywhere from 250 to 300 children in the summer, and we are able to engage over 90 plus youth as youth leaders in the summer program. So you'll see a picture of all of the youth leaders who have worked with us as teachers assistants in the summer program, in addition to their own programming. Additionally, we also have our youth working in our offices with us. In some of the departments in which they work are the client reception and coordination department, as well as communication, to give them a real world experience in terms of the work that they do. We want to make sure that the work that they're doing, they can see the positive outcomes. Key partners in our work include Boston International Newcomers Academy, which actually is the home to our youth leadership program and children enrichment program. We also provide services to Boston Adult Technical Academy, and through that, it's also known as BADA. And so through that, we provide mental health services, of course, in the form of those Know Your Rights trainings we talked about. Other partners, we partner with the City of Boston as well, the Office of Youth Engagement and Advancement, as they provide these youth stipends that we give to students who engage with us in our youth leadership programs. So as we mentioned, when youth were working with us during the summer, they received a weekly stipend for their contributions. So I'll pass it over to Dr. Gabo, who will talk about sort of our approach in sort of our career pathways.
Yes, so basically the idea is that whenever we are working with the youth, we want to make sure that they have, the best experience that they could have. And also we are very mindful around the skill set. What do they offer? What do they like to do? And that's the reason why we have developed, this approach around health career pathway, early childhood education pathway, biotech, culinary and hospitality. All of those is to really give our youth like a real pipeline of opportunities that they can explore as they are either in high school or transitioning to adulthood. So the reason why we did apply for this opportunity, because we are basically finishing an initiative that exactly kind of look like this one, where with the city of Boston, we work on something called Immigrant Economic Recovery Initiative. It's one where with the Mass Immigrant Collaborative, the city of Boston, we are providing cash assistance to 200 eligible participants for a full year. It's what we call no string attached cash assistance as a way to see the impact that, make understanding that they are certain that they will receive that cash assistance with no string attached, whether or not this will have impact on them. So this model, we have it two way. First, we have the cash assistance, then we have another level of incentive for those who want to be involved in other activities. So that's the reason why we thought this would be like a wonderful way to kind of, see the work that we did with the city of Boston, with the adult, compared to this work that we would love to do with you and with the youth. So for this specific project, our goal, as we put in the proposal, and I know that you read it, is really to provide a monthly, stipend of $500 to the youth, with, like I said, with the opportunity for them to access our wraparound services. So from mental health to skill set, to coaching, whatever that they need, we want to be able to make it available to them, but with the idea that $500 they will receive it no matter what, whether or not they participate or if they fall behind, whatever it is. The idea, we want them to be certain that they will be receiving this cash assistance. And basically at the end, our goal is to really do an evaluation to see whether or not that certainty of getting that cash assistance, so that they don't have to worry about where am I going to pay, how am I going to pay my phone, how am I going to contribute to the household? Because so many of our youth, they are living with other people who are not necessarily their parents. They have to send a contribution to the families so that they don't have to worry about those things, because again, we know those things have direct impact on their well-being. So I think that's what we want, like in the 5 minutes that we have, we wanted to share with you. And we are now, open to questions so that we can elaborate on areas that we probably did not clarify for you. But thank you for your time.
Wonderful. Thank you for that presentation. And yes, I'd like to open it up if folks have any questions.
I have one on the phone. How long is the stipend lasting? Our little guidebook here suggests 4 months, and then you had mentioned your City of Boston program is 12 months. So I just wanted to clarify this particular program.
So the one that you're talking about, the one that we are just finishing with the City of Boston?
No, where would our funding go? Would that be a 4-month situation, or okay?
Yeah, it's a full year. It's a full year.
It's a year. Okay.
It's a year. Yes. Mm-hmm.
So so everyone knows that on the book, then it does say 4 months. So that threw me. So our funding would be for a year then.
Yeah. So the 4 months, maybe if there is a confusion, is probably the time if they wanted to engage with any of those career pathway. So because again, whether or not it's CNA, HHA, whatever that they want to engage. So in general, it's a 4-month period. Yeah.
Okay. So it's a 4-month period for services, and the funding, the guaranteed funding, is for a year.
Yes. Yes. Exactly.
Okay. Thank you.
Mm-hmm.
I just have a question about the youth empowerment program you described. I'm a little uncertain as to whether this falls into the youth empowerment program bucket or the career pathway exploration bucket. And I guess my question is, what age will the participants be, and how will you identify and select them?
So for this particular program, it's 18 to 25. And then what we call empowerment is everything that includes, whether or not you are empowered to go to school, to get a job, to, find your path, your career pathway. So all of that are, they are under this umbrella of youth empowerment. And because we are already working with both Benka and Bata. So Bata is a school where if you are old enough, and you did not graduate from high school, that's where you go to find a way to complete your high school diploma or your GED. So that's a population that is very in need of something like this. So that's the reason why we believe, with partnership with both Benka, which is the Boston International Newcomers Academy, and Bata, those are the two areas where we will be working with the guidance counselors so that we can identify those who will be qualified for this particular program.
So I have a question about the intensive ESOL Career Bridge program, because I think that's what we were focused on. So that lasts for 4 months. Are there any expectations that someone could apply for the direct cash transfer but not undergo the 4-month intensive ESOL? Or how does that work? What happens during the 4 months?
So again, the research behind cash assistance is that it's a no string attached. So that's how this works in terms of, making sure that people understand that no matter what, they will have, they will receive the cash assistance. However, as we are launching the program, we want to launch it as an entire kind of, line of opportunities for the youth, because we want them to understand that, of course, you have access to the cash assistance. But if you want to join any of those, career pathway, especially you are on the intensive in ESOL class, we will be more than happy to not only welcome you, but to support you, to coach you so that we can be successful. Because, for example, for our CNA class, one thing that we found out is that so often, because of the level of English that that is so low, they cannot succeed in those classes. So that intensive class is a way to really support them so that they can be successful. But again, everyone will have access to everything that we are providing. But But again, just remember that the research behind direct cash assistance is no string attached, meaning that we are not going to force you to do it. But again, we will, encourage, we will provide those support so that they can join.
The other key piece, sorry, the other key piece I wanted to quickly add is that with this cash assistance coming in, like that's why a Boston International Newcomers Academy is a key partner of ours. When we were having conversations with them, particularly those who are graduating this year and are not able to go to community college and they're looking for quote unquote like work at this time, this is a critical time period for them to think about what their next steps look like. So being able to have this cash assistance, which they know is coming to them, it removes the barrier of them having to compete with other priorities. So our goal is to see, you're going to get this stipend. How do you want to maximize this time as you are using this stipend, as you are receiving it?
Sorry, did I understand from your response that the intensive ESOL Career Bridge program is to be launched, or does it currently exist?
Oh, it does exist.
Oh, it does.
Yes.
Yeah.
And how long have you had that program?
Oh, so we've been having ESOL classes for the past 5 or 6 years. However, last year, after doing an assessment on our career pathway, we realized that if they are coming to class only once a week, it's not enough. So that's the reason why we launched that intensive ESOL class. It allows to expedite their access to those classes so that they can be successful.
I just had a quick question about how you define success and what percentage of your participants reach that definition by the time you're finished with them.
Yeah, so success is different from different people because, again, some of them depending on where they come from. So for someone, for example, who is in our intensive ESOL class who want to get a job, success is getting to that class, finishing the curriculum, and then get access to the job. That's success. For others, it's only the level of English, increasing their level of English so that they can communicate with others, or they can even, advocate for themselves. So again, the idea is whatever that they want to accomplish. So that's what is success for us. Even the exposure to the classroom so that they can see the possibilities, for themselves, to us is success. Because again, it's not a one size fit all model, because again, with the nature of the community that we are serving. So, but again, to us, every time that someone comes and said, "Oh wow, I didn't know this, and now I can do that," to us, that's success.
So specifically with the 5 career pathways, how many participants do you have each year looking to become a nurse's aide or go into information technology, and how many people will have a job lined up or are hired after?
Great question. So job, especially for the healthcare pathway, job is not an issue. Because believe it or not, every week we have employers who are coming to our doors ready to employ people. Because again, this is a field where there is a lack, in terms of, people ready to go into the field. There is a shortage in that category. Around the numbers, IFC is one of the largest community-based organizations serving over 2,000 people on a yearly basis. So for this particular healthcare pathway, we have different cohorts that we have launched, and then each cohort is 25 students. And Jennifer,
yeah, roughly 30 students.
30 students. So again, for job, as soon as they graduate and they can pass the exam, the jobs are out there for them.
Thank you.
Okay, thank you so much, folks from IFC. It was really great to hear you. I appreciate your presentation, and we will be in touch.
Thank you. Thank you so much for your time. Really appreciate it.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Okay, I think next we have folks from La Colaborativa. Amy, hi Alex, thank you for joining us. Are you guys expecting anyone else, or is it just the two of you today?
It'll just be us. We're joined by Yamil, one of our team members as well, who's right next to me.
Hello, hi, how you doing?
Well, great, please go ahead.
Excellent. Well, first and foremost, thank you for carving out the time to meet with us today and learn more about our program. So I'll share my screen, and we have a brief slide or two, and then we're happy to field any questions that the committee might have. So on behalf of La Colaborativa, my name's Alex Train. I serve as the Chief Operating Officer. I'm joined by Dini Paulino, our Executive Vice President, and Gladys Vega, our CEO and President. Unfortunately couldn't be here today, but sends her regards. And we're really excited to share with you our Empowered Futures program that looks to empower young adults ages 18 to 24. So as many of you know, La Colaborativa was founded in 1988 as the preeminent Latinx-led nonprofit organization serving Chelsea and the Metro North area. And ultimately, our aim is to enhance the social and economic welfare of Latinx and immigrant communities. And we really do this through an uncompromising commitment to our residents. We forward innovative services, we advance public policy, and we look to cultivate leaders who can foster systems change, resulting in many of our key programs like the Empowered Futures program that caters to young adults. And this program we're extremely excited about. It really builds off of our foundation of young adult workforce training and universal basic income to remove economic barriers from young adults who are in the community. And so through this initiative, we aim to really address the root causes of vulnerability through that combination of direct assistance as well as hands-on wraparound services and workforce training. Ultimately, we believe this model can catalyze access to dignified career opportunities that provide a real concrete pathway out of poverty for young adults in Chelsea and surrounding environmental justice communities. And interestingly, our model really centers on equipping youth and young adults in the community with the soft and technical skills that they need to excel in a changing, dynamic 21st century economy. And so our program currently consists of an intensive vocational training initiative paired with universal basic income and wraparound services across a 12-month period. And through this endeavor, we aim to serve 12 young adults in the community, ages 18 to 24. Ideally, we're working with young adults that have faced chronic barriers to educational attainment and employment. And through our approach, we're aiming to train and equip our cohorts for living wage jobs in climate critical sectors like HVAC, energy efficiency, solar installation, and other occupations in the clean energy fields. And in addition to our technical training that we carry out in partnership with our team, we provide rigorous career readiness and soft skill development education focused on leadership, communications, and a multitude of topic areas. All young adults receive intensive coaching and mentorship, particularly from our team who embody a lot of lived experience, many of whom have come up through our youth and young adult training programs and have ascended to leadership positions in the organization. These efforts are paired with financial education and empowerment services that promote financial literacy. And all participants gain hands-on experience through internships where they can earn, funding as well as applied experience working within the clean energy and climate sectors. Our program right now is really underpropped by our high-touch wraparound services, which really set it apart from most traditional workforce development programs. All participants receive everything from housing stability services to food assistance to hands-on healthcare and mental health services. And once they graduate, we have a proud track record of placing over 85% of our young adults into living wage jobs in the field and have a tremendous retention rate that really demonstrates the efficacy of this high-touch integrative approach. Through the program, we aim to see 90% of our participants graduate and come out of the program with technical certifications, as well as show measurable improvements in their workforce readiness skills like effective communication and conflict resolution. Ultimately, we believe that this combination can really enhance economic mobility while contributing to public health and better outcomes related to neighborhood development. And I'm going to turn it over to Yamil right now. We'll talk a little bit about his experience in our program and where he sees his career going as a result of this initiative.
Well, good afternoon, members of the board. I hope you're having a good day. I'd like to share my story. Before I started in this program, I was working 2 jobs. I became a father. I was living with my wife in a 1 bedroom that we rented out here in the Chelsea area. So times were really, really rough, and I was really running out of options. I started looking to invest in myself with education, and I came by to this surprise that education in Boston is very, very expensive and is hard to afford. So thankfully, one day in the morning, I was scrolling on the internet and I found La Colaborativa, which was offering an HVAC plus R program. And I was really interested because I was reading from it and I saw that it was a really good trade to get into. It was a high demand trade with a high pay grade. So I was like, perfect, this is exactly what I needed. So I went through the process. I got accepted. I was very excited. I gave the news to my family. My family was very, really, really happy. So I'm probably going to be the first college or graduate from, I don't know, in how many generations. So for me, it was really, really big. My whole family is very excited. So after I got in, I said to myself, oh, if I really want to do this, I need to be the best so I can take my family out of my situation. So by being in the program, I reached out to several small contractors in the area, and I got myself a job as an HVAC tech while I'm going to school. And thanks to that job, now I finally got out of that 1 bedroom that I was renting in an apartment. So now I have my own apartment with 2 bedrooms. Now I can't afford for health insurance. Because me and my wife, we were working and we were kind of in the gray area that we made too much to get any funding or we didn't make enough to just, come out with our expenses. And now thanks for that, my life is a little bit easier and I can't wait to graduate and, find myself, to graduate and get into a plant, which that's my ultimate goal. Work for a hospital, factory. That's what I want to do in life. And thanks to La Colaborativa, I think I'm in the right path.
Thank you,
Thank
Yamil.
you.
Thank you. Thank you so much. Thank you for that wonderful presentation. Jeannie, sorry, your sound's not working, but maybe we can let your phone in. But yes, thank you both. I'd like to open it up for questions.
Just a quick one, do I understand that this program in the form that you've proposed, it will be new?
That's a great question. So this is kind of a new variation on our existing program. So we operate comprehensive workforce training for young adults right now. And we always offer stipends and living wages as well as internships. This will be the first time, though, that we really approach the universal basic income topic deliberately. So we've set this up so all participants will receive, direct financial assistance regardless of their, ongoing participation or progress in the program. But we have a demonstrable track record of over a decade running both robust wraparound service programs as well as career readiness and workforce training programs targeting young adults in the community.
Thank you.
I have a question about the program and the unionized career pathways. You mentioned some success with an apprenticeship pipeline, and I'm just curious about, do you have partnerships with unions? I've heard that can be really challenging when you're kind of training in these fields to make sure that folks can get unionized or employment in those fields.
Yeah, that's an excellent question. So we partner closely with the North Atlantic States Regional Council of Carpenters, as well as IBEW on the electrical front, and other building trades unions. And we've deliberately worked with those partners to design these pre-apprenticeship and training programs. And so, for instance, we operate an offshore wind pre-apprenticeship program as well as a carpentry pre-apprenticeship program. And we're proud that in this last cycle, 100% of our graduates were able to sit for the union apprenticeship exam, pass that exam, and are now in union careers. So we've had a lot of success with that model. And outside of that, we also work closely with private sector employers throughout the trades and the clean energy field, recognizing that some students may want to go directly from the program into jobs that aren't unionized. So we want to make sure that we have options for both preferences.
Thank you.
If this program really works for you and this universal basic income seems great, how would you continue it, or would you? Is it just a one little experiment, or are you thinking longer term?
That's an interesting question. So I think we're always thinking longer term when it comes to stability. And so my background's in community development, and prior to this role, I designed and ran the Chelsea Eats program, which was the largest universal basic income program in the country. And I think one of the main lessons learned from that initiative was around the duration. We operated it for a 12-month period. And so I think thinking about the future of this program, we would love to see the ability to support youth financially as they move into the workforce, to give them a 1 to 2 year runway of being able to, acclimate to a position, earn their sort of applied experience, and also start saving up and building assets. Because I think that first year, as Yamil was indicating, there are so many competing economic needs. They need to secure housing. We have to ensure that we have health insurance. We have to dig out of debt that we've accumulated because of high housing costs and inflation. It's really, really challenging for folks to begin saving and building assets. And so we see sort of the evolution of this program, potentially including a longer term UBI component, if funding is eventually available for that type of model.
Okay, thank you so much. It was so great to hear from you guys. We really appreciate your presentation, and we will be in touch.
Thank you all so much. I hope you have a good afternoon.
Thank you.
Well, thank you.
And as we led in our last group, I'll just add, building on what he just said, part of what we're discussing a lot in this GI focus group with a bunch of different players is sort of trying to change that narrative so that you can really have the focus be from stability onto mobility. So right, first providing a stable situation and then getting people to the point where they can start saving assets. Okay, now we have YouthBuild Boston. Thank you everyone for your patience. I'm sorry, I think they're going a little longer, but all these presentations are so good. I don't want to stop it. I know. Okay, welcome, YouthBuild Boston. If you guys have anyone else who needs to let in, let us know. If not, please go ahead and get started. Thank you for coming.
Great. Yeah, no, it'll just be Ayani and I. Thanks. On behalf of YouthBuild Boston, I'd like to thank the GMA funding community for the opportunity to present today. My name is Nathan Polk, and I'm the Director of Programs and Partnerships here at YouthBuild Boston, where we've spent 35 years equipping Boston's young people with the tools they need to thrive. Over the years, we've evolved to center student voices and meet the students' needs where they're at. YouthBuild offers a staged program designed to meet students where they're at, and designed to take advantage of a thriving building industry in the city of Boston. The students that come to us participate in service learning and life skills curricula, building a solid foundation for career pathways, including stage 2, our pre-apprenticeship in-house, which is a carpentry pre-apprenticeship. The support we provide students is fundamental to our mission. We provide mental health services, life skills, and professional development workshops. We know how important these soft skills taught in-house are to our students. We also connect them to trade unions in the city, like the carpenters and the laborers unions. We connect the students that we work with to professional networks so that they too kind of share our network and become part of it rather than kind of trying to place them into jobs. We want our students to be empowered by the networks that they earn while here at YouthBuild. One of the great things about YouthBuild is the wraparound services that we offer. So we have in-house driving school, we have case management in-house, mental health services in-house, and substance prevention workshops delivered in-house. And we really believe that that gives students the foundational skills that they need to either be successful in our carpentry pre-apprenticeship at YouthBuild Boston or at other pre-apprenticeships similar in the city. We also provide uniforms, tools. On day one, the students get tool belts here, and we teach them how to use those tool belts. We give them all the safety PPE gear that they'd need to safely get introduced to job sites. Pretty much monthly, we're doing site visits so that students are able to be introduced in a healthy way to the speed, the cadence, the verbiage used on a construction site. We really don't want our students feeling othered or even just awkward in the places we hope to place them at. Also, I think it's important to say that if a student is not successful in the program, our services that we offer are always open to them. We're always open to them reapplying. Our case management, our recruiter, and our placement folks are always willing to work with the students once they've been accepted into the program, whether successful or not. One of the students, an alum, is here today with me. Ione, do you want to introduce yourself and say a couple words?
Yeah, hi guys. My name is Ayani Gomes, and I want to thank you guys for allowing us to be here today. I'm a proud graduate of YouthBuild Boston Stage 1 program, the Building Trades Exploration program. So I'll share my story with you guys. When I turned 21, I had dropped out of school when I was 16, and I was out of school from 16 to 21. And I realized I wanted to get my life back. I wanted to reclaim my life back. And I was doing things I had no business doing until I finally sat with myself and realized this is not what I want for myself. So I tried to get back into school, but they said I was older. So I went to the re-engagement center, Boston Public Schools Re-Engagement Center, and they gave me Build stood out to me because it was 1 week in classes. I'm sorry, can you guys hear me fine? My internet is acting up. Okay, sorry. Thank you. And so YouthBuild stood out to me because it was 1 week in classes and it was 1 week on site, and it was also, they pay you $50 a day to get into the program. So that was nice. And so once I got accepted into the program, I'm not gonna lie, the first time I was enrolled into the program, I wasn't successful, and I ended up dropping out again because I was still dealing with hardships. But I realized they was really trying to help me. It's just I didn't want the help at that time just because I was dealing with a lot and I didn't know how to fully commit. But I went back into the program again and they accepted me with open arms. And once I went back, it was just, I was done playing and they supported me. I still lacked with mental health though. I was very depressed, but they kept reminding me every day that I can do it. And I always felt like I would never strive in the real world, but they taught me a lot. And I'm very thankful for them. They're my family. And thanks to Nathan, he offered me an opportunity to start working for them once I completed the Building Trades Exploration program and I got my high school diploma. And he hired me as the first alumni. And so once I started working there, I still was struggling with a couple things, but they taught me how to really be professional and how to talk professionally and how to just, function in the real world. And so once I started working for them, I now ended up working for Demio Construction. I really want to be a construction manager. And I know Nathan didn't want to let me go, but he helped me find another job, which I'm now a project engineer apprentice. And, you thought helps me out a lot. I never thought I would be working along real professionals. I never thought I would be able to have my own place. I never thought I would be able to have my own car. And I'm finally doing all the things that I always wanted to do thanks to YouthBuild. And so I'm very grateful for them a lot. And I also feel like if the funding also helped me, even though I still was like trying to work and still trying, but I didn't. And I feel like if YouthBuild needs to stay here and needs to we need to keep YouthBuild in order for other people like me to be able to come from where I come from. So yeah.
Yeah, thanks,
Wonderful.
Ayani.
Thank you
That's
so
great.
much. Thank you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think it's important to say, with Ayani in particular, she was able to get into the Carpenters Union and had so many opportunities being the program coordinator here that she decided against going to the Carpenters Union and to jump into management, which is really special. So Ayani's in a 3-year program right now, which will end with her getting into project management at Dimeo. So really, really exciting. I think, with Ayani and others, we ask them to take such a big step back with a promise to take 2 steps forward at some point. And so just to bring it around to this funding, this universal pay that would come in the form of a monthly stipend would really help out students a lot, mainly in terms of their focus while in program, right? So Ayani's a perfect example of this. She came to the program because she needed her high school diploma, but also had to work a full-time job, also had to try to go to school at different points, taking care of family members, having adult responsibilities that young people shouldn't have, right? This monthly stipend would have helped a lot. Let's see.
Just to speak a little more on that. Sorry.
Yeah, please go ahead, Ayani. And I know folks have to keep this to 5 minutes, so you have about 1 more minute.
Okay. I just wanted to say if we had that when I was in the program, I feel like it would have helped out a lot because I was also working overnights while going to YouthBuild, and it was very hard. Like some days I would miss some days, and I feel like, I had to work because I also had to provide for myself and like help out my family. But I also feel like if I had that when I was in the program, it would really help out a lot. And I feel like I'm strong enough to deal with it, but not a lot of people are. And so I feel like if they had that extra support, that it would help them a lot and it would really like help them strive in their field. So just to add that on.
Thanks, Ayani. Lastly, I'd say that in terms of measuring impact and evaluating is something we do constantly. We do have a full-time data and metrics person, impact manager, who kind of is constantly informing the decisions we make here. So the infrastructure is pretty set up to do any tracking and measuring of success that this team looks forward to. This staged model is awesome. We have lots of confidence in it. Our goal here is to get students off of the streets and corners and onto construction sites. And I think the stage model is the most true effort that we see happening organizationally in the city right now. So it's really exciting to be here right now for the staff and the students. And with your investment in guaranteed income, we can reduce the daily stress that some of these young people carry, opening the door to more successful outcomes here at YouthBuild. Thanks for your time.
Thank
Wonderful.
you, guys.
Thank you so much. We will open it up quickly for questions.
Just a quick one on the numbers. Could you tell us how long Stage 1 program has been in existence? How many students have gone through it or are in it currently, of which we assume you're going to select students to participate in the direct cash transfer component? And then while you're at it, how big is the Stage 2 cohort?
Great. So when somebody says YouthBuild, they're talking about the Stage 1 model. We're a little bit of an anomaly with the Stage 2 that we offer. The Stage 1 has gone on for 35 years. These are students working on their high school diploma, while concurrently earning some trade skills and some certifications, including OSHA 10, CPR first aid, fall safety trainings, certification rather, sorry. We will serve 36 stage 1 students next year, this year, next fiscal year. And we will serve a total of 54 stage 2 pre-apprentice students next year. 75% or so is what we look for with a matriculation rate. So of the 36 students who will get into stage 1, we're hoping that 75% are interested in stage 2.
Thank you.
Susan Claire, please go ahead.
Yes. How do you recruit? It's your program is pretty large. How do students find you, or how do you find them?
We have an amazing full-time recruiter. We're really privileged in that regard. The recruiter, last year in the middle of the winter, I called him just checking on a Friday afternoon and said, "Hey, Brandon, how's it going? How was your week? Where you at?" He said, "I'm in the projects in Charlestown. I'm knocking on doors." And I was like, no, get out of there. Don't do that. But point is that he really meets the students where they're at. He's going to basketball courts. He's going to community centers. He's going to school fairs. He does about 4 events a week, which one might argue is too much. But that's kind of what I say often is we used to have recruitment problems, and then we found Brandon. We had 1,200 applicants across 3 programs last year. About 970 of those had to wait around for another year.
Thank you. Okay, Greta, yes, please go ahead.
Thank you for that presentation. That's great. I'm curious if you have a sense of what your stipend is going to work out to be. If you've got about 36 anticipated students in your program, do you know what you'll be able to give them per month or per week, or how does that work out?
Yeah, we've since changed our stipends since Ayani was here. What we're doing is $50 weekly for the students, which helps with getting to and from school, and then just kind of lunch or breakfast. We do keep a community fridge here as well, but the students like subs and pizza and stuff. And then when they get through stage 1, we give them an award, a $500 award. If they get through stage 2 or another pre-apprenticeship, whether paid or not, here at YouthBuild, we pay a $250 weekly stipend for stage 2. They get a $1,500 award. And the idea there is to really attack some of the final barriers to the workforce that the students have, mainly being the reliable vehicle that many union jobs ask a student to have. Sorry, Greta, did that answer your question in full?
It did. Thank you.
Great.
So actually, could I clarify, would this grant be on top of that existing stipend, or is this grant to fund that stipend?
It would be on top of. The idea there, the model that we've played around with a little bit would be the students continue to get their weekly stipend at YouthBuild to help with everything that I said it helped with. But then monthly, there would be a second stipend coming in, helping students to pay monthly bills.
Okay.
I mean, the amount of times that the students' cell phones are shut off, it's needed.
Hey, any more burning questions? If not, we're going to let them go. Cognizant of time. Okay, thank you so much. Thank you.
Thanks for your time, everyone.